Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. It's Tuesday, it's the 21st of June. We've got some new mods and we have some updates. We've got 3 maps to start off with on the updates and then some others. Fox Farms, Goldcrest Valley and the Rizu Forest. Fox Farms by Zoli708, Goldcrest Valley by Puma145 and the Rizu Forest by JM Gaming. Fox Farms on update 1.002, 1.0.0.2. Doesn't say whether it needs a new save game or not. Goldcrest Valley doesn't say if it needs a new save game or not, but the Rizu Forest does say at the very bottom of the changelog, old backups are not fully compatible with this new version. All 3 have had a few things changed. It's worth having a look at the changelogs to see. The Pons Scorpion King by HR Forst and Fahrzeugbau, the Fendt Cargo Pack by Bayern Agra, the Dirtinator by Joss, the Replaceable Storage Tanks Pack by Flusty94, and the Bale and Vehicle Shelter by Razak have all had updates today. In front of me, we have got the weight 750 kilogram by Nico Do 55, 2.94 megabytes download, 3 slots on console. You'll find it under weights. The mass, there you go. It is 700 to buy. Slot count was 3, comes down to 1. We can have 750 kilo, 1020, 1200, 1380. 1560 back to 750 again. Design none or with that pole. Then you've got main colour does the main bulk like that, and the design colour does the front weight section like that. Those are your options. What I do like, it raises and lowers like any other weight does, raises and lowers the weight. But for me in cab, having that, sometimes when you drive along and you've pressed triangle and you switch between implements or something, sometimes you're on your weight and you lower it by mistake. That leaves you under no illusions. I'm on a small tractor, that's why it's touching the floor, whether your weight is raised or lowered or not, which kind of helps a little bit. Plus it gives you a centre line on the front of the tractor as well, if you need it. I'm just saying, it has got it. Anyway, moving on from there. We have this, the Small Garage by Matej Mods, 7.76 megabytes download, 9 slots on console, 35 grand to buy. You'll find it under build mode and sheds. It's a small garage, hence the name, Small Garage. Nicely detailed. The wood looks like wood. There is lighting inside. When we come around, there's a little light switch just there. You can switch our lights on and off. Small double garage by Matej Mods, under build mode and sheds. Next we've got this. This is the chicken coop. This is by Camelos0397, 9.01 megabytes download, 32 slots on console. You'll find it under build mode, animals, and then it's chickens, obviously. It's 85 grand to buy. It will hold 1,500 of your Earth chickens. A little bit more detail with it's very similar to the one we had the other day that held 5,000. This holds 1,500, which is still a lot of chickens for 85 grand, which isn't too bad. This opens for your feed to go in. So a lot of detailing on this one as well, hence 32 slots, I guess. Livestock trigger or animal dialogue boxes at the front there for putting them in, taking them out. Now, something I will say, just prepare for this. We've got a light switch now. It's bright, like crazy bright. That's where your egg pellets will spawn. Your animals are in here. It's very bright, isn't it? It's kind of very overexposed now. With a door at the back, so you can drive right through if you want to, or whatever you want to do. 1,500 chickens. I've got to turn that off. That's hurting my eyes. I'm not joking. That's really bright. Anyway, yeah, so there you go. That's a chicken coop by Camelos0397. Next, we have got this here. This is the wood trailer. Honestly, things come out. I think, haven't I done this one already? It's just slightly different. This is the wood trailer by HenryNDF. 3.4 megabytes download, 2 slots on console. It has a rear trailer hitch, so you can join them together. As you can see, I've got 2 here. What I did find was when I had it hooked up to the tractor to bring out, and I clicked on for straps, you could hear it going click, 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 but there were no straps showing. I did have a bit of a panic, so I brought a log over, put it on. Once I put the log on there, and you do it manually, the straps appeared. Obviously, if you've got logs on there and you do it from in-cab, the straps will appear. They just weren't appearing until there was a log on there. So, yeah, just in case you panic, like I did. It's always that thing of, I've got to find all of the options, I've got to find the stuff on it, otherwise people will be cross. It's only £4 for the base model, which is pretty good. The attachment is all automatic on the back, yes or no, so you can take it off if you don't want it. Wheel setup, we've got standard, standard 2, standard 3, back to standard, main colour, anything on that palette, does the frame, the chassis, and then rim colour, we've got a choice. Then we have got a silver and a chrome, and then anything else on that palette. And it holds logs. That's what it's for. Wood trailer by HenryNDF. Next, we have got this over here. This is the Selfmade Cultivator. This is 3.14 megabytes download, 3 slots on console by HajstelMods. It is 2.4 meters wide. Got a couple of options. You can have it standard like that, or you can have it with the rear harrow bit, sort of grass harrow on the back. I will say now, in either mode, it cultivates exactly the same way. It's not a shallow cultivator, so it won't look like this. It will look like, well, underneath it you can see, and which will bring up small stones if you've got stones turned on. But yeah, in either of those configurations, it will act exactly the same way. So you will find this under cultivators, only 800, 40 horsepower required, it'll run at 9 miles per hour. So as I said, harrows, yes or no, makes no difference in price, and like I say, it just depends how much room you've got, and you might want a smaller one or not. It's up to you. Main colour, anything on that palette, and then design colour, again, anything on that palette. Let's hop into this one, start it up, drop it down. I'm sorry, I apologise to all the 3 metre aficionados out there, it's only a 2.4. You just have to make the best of it, I'm afraid. Just imagine it's a 3. I'm joking, of course. There we go. 2.4 metre self-made cultivator by HajstelMods. Next, we have got these. There's 3 in this pack. We have got the Lizard Class C 450, 455, 460 low loader. 7.27 megabytes download. There are 7 slots for the first one by FS22 We have got a standard hitch one. There's a semi-trailer version, and there's a gooseneck version. The 450 is the regular. I think this one is the 455 and the 460 is the gooseneck, or it could be the other way around. But the reason I got both of these out is in all 3 versions, the actual bed itself is the same length. The difference is with the standard pull and the gooseneck and the standard pull takes up a section that with the semi you get that with some extra space for storage and straps. So I just thought I'd show both. There's quite a few options on this as well. So we'll go in, we'll have a look. Under low loaders. So on the end there, slot count is 7, comes down to 1. 45 grand, not too expensive. So we've got the C460 is the semi version. The C450 is the straight hitch, the C455 is the gooseneck. Now, all other options are exactly the same. Doesn't matter which model you have, they're all the same. So, we've got side decks, split or wood, so you can have metallic or wood there. Then you've got dovetail side decks on the back. You've got wood, steel. You've then got dovetail centre deck, wood, steel or open, so it leaves a hole in the middle. See if we do it from here. You've then got odd centre decks, steel or open. So you can pick between whichever ones you want to do. If you've got smaller vehicles, you probably want to have the deck there. If you've got larger ones, it doesn't matter if you've got a gap, it's entirely up to you. Then you've got the even centre decks, wood, steel or open. So if you go for that open as well, you can have the whole lot opened up if you want. Mud flaps, plain or with logo. Main colour, We've got some metallics here, and then you've got some standard colours, and then it's on the rest of the palette, really. But so you got your metallics and then your standards. Wood colour, we've got a choice of grey wood, which is nice and light, redwood, bright brown, dark brown, or a kind of weathered, washed out kind of look. We've then got steel colour, that's for the plating. So we've got dark diamond plate, light diamond plate, black diamond plate, aluminium diamond plate, pebbled dark steel, pebbled light steel, pebbled black steel, pebbled aluminium. But then we've got galvanized versions of the same, and they kind of then you've got brushed along the bottom. There's a whole load to choose from. Have a look through. There'll be one you'll like. You'll find that sort of stands out to you for whatever reason. But they're all there. Rim color. Again, we've got all the metallics and all the other colours. Anything on that palette you can pick, including copper on there as well. And license plate option 2. As I've already shown you, it does have tension straps all the way along, which you can do in cab or not. L1X raises and lowers the ramps. And it's a low loader. The great thing about doing mod reviews on low loaders now on FS22 is I don't have to show whether or not the locking script works, because it's standard now. When you put the tension straps on, it locks stuff down. Hallelujah. So there we go. That's the Lizard Class C 450, 455, 460 low loader by FSG-Modding. Next from there, we're going to go to this. This is the JCB Fastrac 3200 Xtra by STv-Modding, 10.24 megabytes download, 9 slots on console. I do like the lighting across the top of this one. So, you'll find this under vehicles and medium tractors. Out on there on the end, 162,500 for the base model. Slot count will come down from 9 to 1. Options on this, we've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian, and back. I'm not going to read them all out, I've said before. Although, I think on this one, Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas. Hang on. Which one didn't have an option? Oh, alright, Trelleborg. Wide, narrow, twin, standard, and then we'll go through. So Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, just as wides, Vredestein, Nokian, just as communal, and back to Trelleborg. Interior design, we've got standard seats, we've got grey seats, or we've got leather seats. Fairly fancy. Design standard, extension, puts light bar on the top. Extension 2 adds some more lights to the light bar. Extension 1 adds lights. Extension 2 puts your beacons towards the back, as well as having the extra lighting. And then back to standard. Then we've got 195 horsepower, 230 horsepower. Those are the two options. Main colour, we've got a grey, we've got a green, a black, and an orange. Rim colour, grey, special, silver, or black. Then license plate option as well, if you wish to have it. Let's hop in. Of course I went for green, why wouldn't I? L1 and right stick, side to side. Let's just say, I always say that because I'm on PlayStation, but we've got an opening rear window and we've got an opening door. Lighting's pretty good. It's a nice track to this. Like I say, I do like that lighting. Interior. It feels very construction, you know, very sturdy. The JCBs kind of always have that feel, I think. Just me personally, but I think they do. Anyway, there we go. Very nice indeed. That's the JCB Fastrac 3200 Xtra by STv-Modding. Next, more from HR Forst und Fahrzeugbau. The Komatsu forwarder pack, 65.07 megabytes download. The 855 is 20 slots, the 875 is 22 slots, and the 875 flex bunk is also 22 slots. There are some subtle differences between them. Horsepower being one, some tyre options being another, and some options with bunk and things. So we'll get into it quickly because there's quite a few things to have a look at. We go to forestry machines. Right in the very end there. So the 855 is 206 grand, the 875 is 216, and the flex bunk is 236. Not a huge amount of difference in price, really. If you can afford it, probably better off going for the flex bunk, but that's entirely up to you. So we have got the option of, and I think, actually no, we've got Nokian, Trelleborg, Ollis 4s. I'm not going to go for the Ollis 4s option. Nokian has just got standard on the 855. Under Trelleborg, we've got 428 SBs and 422 SBs. Those are the only two options under Trelleborg. Then under Ollis 4s, we've got all the various different track options, tracks front and rear, wheels front and rear, chains, you know, as you often get on these ones. We've got hood protection, yes or no. We've got a cabin decal, which puts a tiny little decal right up the top by the lights at the top of the cab. It took me ages to work out where it was appearing. Right at the top, it's www.komatsuforest.de, I think it is. Yeah, that's where it is. Rear warning markers on the back, yes or no. We can have change the main colour, anything on that palette, which is why I went for some kind of bizarre colours just to make it stand out. Bands and chain colour, you can change as well. Rim colour, we've got it on the silver, but again, you can pick whatever you want on that. A license plate option too. If we go to the 875, this one under Nokian, we've got standard and wide, so that's got an additional tyre option on the 875. Under Trelleborg, we've got the 428 SB, the 422 SB, and then we've also got the 2000 Special, which the 855 didn't have. And then we've got all the Ollis 4s options again, which I'm not going to go through. We've got same for hood protection, same for cabin decal, same for rear warning marker. Engine setup, which we didn't have on the previous one, we've got 251 or 360 horsepower. And then main colour, bands, chains colour, and rim colour is all exactly the same. If we go to the flex bunk, I think it's pretty much the same under the Nokian, standard and wide. Trelleborg, yep, and then all of the Ollis 4s, hood protection, cabin decal. This one is the same, 251 or 360 horsepower. All the other options are exactly the same, with colour, bands colour, and rim colour. So, let's hop into the first one. Now, I'm not going to show you all the crane movements. Under control group crane, our crane will go up, down, left, right. Like I said, I'm not going to show it in all of them. Up, down, left, right. So, that's under L1 and right stick side to side. R1, right stick up and down, side to side. L1, R1 rotates the crane head and opens the crane and closes the crane. That's fairly standard for all cranes. Then under L1, now this is interesting. L1 and open cover does this, which from inside prevents glare and all that kind of stuff. I'll do it again, L1 and side on the D-pad, not X, sorry, side on the D-pad. Puts them away. Those are your camera options. Let me come back to there. Horn, lighting, and the lighting is the same on all three, so I won't show you the lighting on all three or the horn on all three. Turn the lighting off. We can change direction for operations. Just want to make sure I don't miss an option. There's that and that. We have got tension belts on the back. Oh, this one. Inside as well. L1, R1 and left stick side to side. Oh no. Is that the one? Oh, there we go. Went for the wrong one. L1, R1 and left stick side to side on this version. If we go side to side, it raises, it extends the sides of the bunk. So you can put more in there. So you can raise and lower those. You can see us go up and down. Then if we switch to control group sun shield, which is bizarre, we still have all the other options, but the only difference I can see in all of those is under sun shield, this is where we need to be inside, we do that and the sun shield comes down. There we go. That's 855. This one, weirdly, this one doesn't have, under control group crane, L1, R1, this doesn't have the option to raise and lower the sides of the bunk. They stay like that. This has got a large, I've gone for the 360 horsepower because it's a larger engine you can have on this one. Crane works exactly the same way. I think everything else is exactly the same. Open and close cover is still there. And if we go to control group sun shield, we can raise and lower the sun shield as well. Crane works same, yeah, pretty much all the same, just a higher horsepower, and it doesn't have the sides to the bunk that raise and lower. If we go to the 875 flexi bunk, I've already got this on round the other way. The other one does it too, all three. You can change driving direction. This will be the same. Open cover does that. We've still got the other option under control group sun shield. But on this one, if we go back to crane, we can, under L1, R1, left stick side to side, raise and lower the sides to the bunk to make it higher so we can fit more in. We can also press L1 and X, unfold flex bunk, which does that. That's why I said if you can afford a little bit extra, it makes the bunk a lot wider, and having those adjustable makes it deeper so you can get a lot more in. This one's also got the 360 horsepower. All the same camera angles and options. Just the bunk is more flexible, hence the name. Like I said, the lighting's the same, crane works the same. So yeah, a few different options on all three, the 855, 875 and 875 flex bunk. Next, they're really doing it to me today. This is next. We've got this. This is the Zetor UR 5 and 6. What was it? Modernization? Yeah, modernization. It's called. 39.73 megabytes download by Papaya CZ and Marta 118. Yes. We've got the 727711. We've got the 727745, and then we've got the 7245 Horwell system. Now I've looked online and I tried to find out what it was. I did Wikipedia searches and looks and what the Horwell system was. I can't see a lot of difference between these two. I'm sure somebody who's smarter than I out there will know what that means straight away. I did think it was something to do with the suspension or the steering. I thought it was a wider axle, but I think it's pretty much the same as that one. These sound fantastic, and there's a few different options on these as well, so we'll get through them as quickly as we can. They are under small tractors. So the 72711 starts 72 horsepower, bit of a giveaway. 41 grand, it's a two-wheel drive. We've got Lizard and we've got BKT. Under BKT, we've got standard, wheel weights, narrows, wides, back to standard. Under Lizard, we've got standard, wheel weights, narrow tyres, wides, standard 2, wheel weights, narrow tyres 2, wide tyres 2, and back to standard again. The standard air pre-cleaner, we can have inside the grille or standing out the top like so. I think it's the same on all three. We've got weights frame, or we've got front hydraulic. Now that's the thing about it as well. There's front hydraulic with frame. I think all three have those options. Then engine on this one, we've got the 7211 at 72 horsepower, or the 7711 at 77 horsepower. Those are the two options. Main colour, we've got black or we've got black green. I think that's the chassis, the box. I'm trying to. It's definitely the underside. There's a little green tint to that. That does the chassis underneath. Design colour does the roof. So we've got a kind of not a newer red and a faded red, and then the design colour does the rest. So you can have standard red or a faded red. So we're going to go for a kind of older look, which I think I did for on this. Rim colour, I think it's the same on all of them as well. You can have a silver, but there's two reds, the faded as well if you want to go for the faded. Is that one? And then license plate option on that. The four-wheel drive version, again, Lizard and BKT. Lizard, standard, wheel weights, wides. Standard 2, wheel weights, wides. Back to standard. BKT, standard, wheel weights, wides, standard. That's it. Same with the pre-cleaner. This one has got the option of metal fenders or plastic fenders. Same with weights. When you've got weights frame, you've got front hydraulic with frame. Then you've got engine on this, 72 horsepower, 77 horsepower. That changes a little bit as well. There's a little container on the inside, and I think it changes a little bit the trim. It puts a visor. It goes between a fold-down visor and a screen, which I should have said on the other one. Sorry about that. Same with the main colour, same with the design colour, same with the secondary design colour. First one does the roof, other one does the bonnet. Then you've got rim colour, license plate. And then the Horrell system, which is also 44 grand. Speed's the same. I think the difference is it doesn't have a 77 horsepower option. Yeah, this one starts with all of that. So I guess you're buying it with all the bells and whistles already on. This does have a slightly different with the exhaust though. So again, Lizard BKT, Lizard standard wheel weights, standard 2 wheel weights 2, back to standard, BKT standard wheel weights standard. So less tyre options on this one. Pre-cleaner starts with the elevated. You can take that off if you want. But on the exhaust, you've got spark arrestor. So up the top, there's what looks like a kind of tin can in there, or without spark arrestor. And then same on the front. It starts with the hydraulics with frame, but you can take those off and go through the options again. Same with the main colour, design colour, and rim colour, and license plate. So let's hop in, start one up. So I think they sound great. L1, so let's get inside. L1 and right stick side to side. If you've gone for the option with the visor, the sort of screen more than the visor, you can adjust that. There's no doors or windows that open. Lights. Listen to it. The back looks a little bit like an old Land Rover. I don't know if that's on the front. It looks like the front of a Land Rover. It's very peculiar. But yeah, very cool. That's the two-wheel drive. Which one did I go with the standard in? It might be both of those actually. Let's jump in the Horrell. Because this, rather than the visor, this has got attack the Death Star option on it. So you see we sit quite high anyway. So what you can do is if you put this one down, you have to, oh hang on. You have to use the force. So to see where you're going, you just guess once you've got that down. Yeah, that's the Death Star option you can have on there. Again, sounds brilliant. They're small tractors with small horsepower. There's something very charming about them. There you go. So that's the Zetor UR. I think it's URI. Did I say URL? I think it was URI. 5 and 6 modernization. Next, we've got this. This is the case IH Luxxum Series by blauea. 17.56 megabytes download, 13 slots on console. This is a nice looking Luxxum. I do like the option with the Nokians with a kind of wide option on that. It's got a nice chunky stance to it. But yeah, nice tidy tractor that. You'll find this also under small tractors. There we go. 74,500 for the base model. Slot count comes down from 13 to 1. Now this is what I'm not going to read all the options out on. We've got Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vredestein, Nokian. Trelleborg. Michelin. Continental. Mitas. BKT. Vredestein. Nokian. See, that's the one I like. I like that. It kind of just widened it, dropped it a little bit. You can have that with the weight as well, or communal. And then back to Trelleborg. Beacon lights, no. Left, right, both, or off. Front weight or attacher with PTO. Front loader attacher, no. Quick, Hauer, or off. And then engine setup, we've got 99 horsepower, 107 horsepower, 117 horsepower. Main colour, we've got a shiny red, a kind of, it's not quite a matte black, almost, I suppose it's supposed to be matte black. And a grey. Then rim colour, standard, black, white, or the silver. I really do like that silver. That really stands out. I like that. And then license plate option. Let's hop in, start her up. It's a nice looking tractor. I like it. Interior, nice and tidy. So nice. I've said it before on mod reviews. If I think back to when the game came out, how frustrated I was doing mod reviews and all the problems, and the game kept crashing and the mirrors didn't work and they kept pixelating, and it seems like such a long time ago now. So there we go. That's the case IH Luxxum Series by blauea, which brings me on to the last of the mods for today. Yes, I haven't had to split it into two parts. And next we have the Clash of the Titans. Literally. Because what we have is the Case Titan Floater Pack by JTSage. 39.1 megabyte to download. Megabytes to download. We've got the 3-wheeled trike and the 4-wheeled. Which is the better? Which looks better? Which is your preference? You prefer that, the Terragator kind of look, or the 4-wheel? I think it's one of these. I'm sure it was a Case. Was it a Case? It was definitely a float truck. That was the base for the Welker Farms Big Brute. I'm sure it was a floater. Yeah, I'm sure it was a float truck. Anyway, all that being said, we have also got some backs for these. We've got an FA810 Air Boom. We've got an L400 G4, which I think is... I'll say that one. I think it is. Let's go over to it and have a look. Yeah. And then we've also got a 610 liquid system, which is that one there. This one will do solid fertilizer, lime, and if you have an attachment on it, it can do a bit of seeding too. That one will do liquid fertilizer and herbicide. That one will just do lime and fertilizer. So a few different options. Let's have a look at the vehicles themselves. These you will find under crop protection. So, the Titan 3000 floater, 273,000 to buy. Slot count will come down from 13 to 1. Options on this, Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitas, Friedrichshain, Continental, back again. No options within those, just those. But if we look at the tyres, we go through those again. Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitas, Friedrichshain. I do like that one. That and that I like. Continental, back to Trelleborg. We've then got numbers, puts on the bonnet. 1 through to 9. We've got fenders on the back, yes or no. You can take those off. That looks pretty cool, actually. Then we got engine on both these, the same, I think. 3040, 340 or 410. Main colour, anyone on that palette. And then license plate option. And then on the Titan 4000 floater, 282 grand, slot count comes down from 13 to 1. Same options on the tyres. Oh no, not the same. I think we've got different ones. Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitas, Friedrichshain, Continental, back to Trelleborg. Yeah, so there's a couple missing off there, aren't there? The treads definitely look different. Then we've got, again, numbers 1 through to 9. Same for the engine, 340 or 410 horsepower. Same for the colour options. And then license plate option 2. The backs, then, we'll find under tools. The first one we'll look at is under sprayers. So that's the liquid one. The 610 liquid system, 103 grand, 28 metre spread. The tank will hold 7,571 litres of herbicide or liquid fertiliser. It'll run at 15 miles per hour. We can change the main colour to match up with the main vehicle or clash with it, whichever you'd rather do. And then the other two you'll find under fertiliser spreaders. The FA810 Air Boom's 95 grand. It's only 18 metres wide. On this, though, you've got a single tank of 15,000 litres, or the double tank and cover crop seed spreading, which gives you 11,000 litres, but that will give you the option of putting some seeds in the ground too, if you want. I went for the single tank and then colour options, again, to match up with the main vehicle. And then we've got the L4000 G4, 32 grand. That spreads out to 28 metres. I think these are all 4 slots. Oh no, they're not. The Air Boom's 4 slots. The L4000 is 3 slots, and the 610 liquid system is 5 slots. Not a huge amount between them. So this one we got a standard 14,000 litres. Extension takes up to 18,000. If you have it with the 14,000, you have got an option for a cover. If you go for the 18,000 litres, you don't have an option for a cover. So if you want to cover, you want to go for the small one, that's up to you. And then we've got the option to change the main colour again to match up with the vehicles. So let's hop in the first of them. Well, they've both got a number 1 on them. That's why it's Clash of the Titans. I have to say, I don't know. I'm really drawn to this one, but I think they're both pretty cool. So this has got solid fertiliser in it. What I'm going to do is show you it folded. You can open and close the cover. Nice animation on this as well. Horn, lights, beacons. I don't think we've got open cover. I don't think we've got door open. You can unload from these as well. So if you know, when you're done or you just want to unload your stuff that's in there, you can. So let's unfold this again. So this is 18 meters. And it looks like liquid, but yeah, it's just sprinkling. 19 miles an hour though. That's pretty good, I like that a lot. Interior, very cool. Fold that back up on the way back. Ooh. And then we'll have a look at the liquid one and then we'll do the other back. Let's move down the way. So the 4000, fold the back up on that one. Now either one of these vehicles can use any of the backs. You don't have to be a specific one. I've just put them on this just for the thumbnail really. But yeah, once it's folded, I can disconnect it, and then either one of them will run any of the gears. So it's entirely up to you. I think horn's the same, lighting's the same, beacons. Interior, very nice indeed. Let's open the boom up on this. So this one's got liquid fertiliser in it, 28 meters, and we have got the option on this. We can switch the width from 28 meters, 19.4, 13 meters, or 5. This runs at 16 miles an hour. I like there's a little bit of bounce on that as well. When you turn in, you know, the weight of the booms, you've got a bit of movement there. I don't think we can adjust the booms. There's no boom movement, so you can't adjust them kind of up and down either side or anything like that. And then finally, I think I put lime in the last one, and I think that spreads to 28 meters as well. Let's hook up to that. It's weird, why not far enough over? Oh, there we go. Just wasn't far enough over. Oh, so this hasn't got the ability to change spread width. This is just stays as it is. So. Now, that's not 28 meters. So the fertilizer, the lime, doesn't spread to 28 meters. Does it say on them? Just trying to think. I better check that in case I missed that. Made a mistake. Oh, working width 18 meters for lime, 28 meters for solid fertilizer. That's on me. Sorry, but still right. 18 meters with 18,000 liters in there. Nice animation. Nice dust particles coming out the back. Which is your favourite? In all honesty, which is your favourite? 3-wheel or 4-wheel? I think they're both really, really cool. That's a nice mod, that, with some nice additions to go with it. that's the case, Titan Floater Pack by JTSage. And that's it for the mods for today. But guess what? If you weren't already aware, it's back. Stone Valley 22 has been released by Lancy Boy. I will get onto that map tour as soon as I possibly can. I'm looking forward to looking on that because that was one of the Let's Plays I did on FS19. I really, really like that map. So I'm looking forward to getting back on there and seeing what's going on. If you did find this useful and informative in some way, shape or form, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.